Hey, this is some guy named Chris, and today I just want to show a quick Power Automate demo and where we update an owner on a table inside of Dynamics 365. This can be used for Power Apps, model-driven Power Apps, or even Dynamics 365. So let's get started. So the reason I'm doing this is there's a little trick down below where we can't update the records very easily. But what we want to show, just as you can see on the screen, is when a row is added, modified, or deleted, and we've selected added or modified in this donor management table, organization scope, and we're going to look for this specific new interviewer column. If this column is added or modified in any way, this trigger will fire. What we're looking at down here is a condition where we take that same interviewer field and we compare it to what we call the coordinator, but it's really the owner value. If they don't equal, then we want to update. If they equal, we want to leave it the same and not make any changes. We are taking from the same donor management table. Again, we're updating the owner on the record. Right here. So one of the things we have to look for is once we select the table name on the update a row action, we have to put the row ID in. Now this row ID is very important to make sure you select. So as you can see on the right-hand side, I'm looking up donors, and there's quite a few donors fields. And the reason this whole thing came up is one of my staff members selected this donor ID, thinking it was the ID and the GUID. But what we have to look for is when you are going to update and use that row ID, you're looking for the GUID. You scroll down, there's going to be one field, unless someone's entered a description the same way, on every table, and it says unique identifier for entity instances. This unique identifier is the GUID. That's the field you want to put into the donor. Now, once you have that, then it's a matter of going to the owner. And this is what's going to look a little odd. We've selected the interviewer. Now, if I were to type in interviewer, if I can spell, you're going to see interviewer table name, interviewer type, interviewer value. The value is the value that we want to put into the system. But because we're using Dynamics 365 and it needs to do a lookup to validate and enter that record, we want to put a function around the value. Now, there's a very good article, and I'm bringing it up on the screen right now, from Lin Zalin that goes through and explains why we can't set the GUID directly, and not providing the correct Virl version of the schema name. So as you're doing this, here's another example. We've got contacts around a contact. Users is a little bit more specific. It's not users. It's actually, as you can see, it's system users. These are actually the table names in the database. If you need to look it up, Lynn has a article, or in the article, I should say, it has a link where you can start looking it up. But once you put this users in and you have the value around it, initially, I didn't have this slash and it threw an error. But it may have thrown an error because the field was blank, but it actually said it expected the slash entity name. So I put it in there and it still works just fine. As we can see here, while I was doing this, we had some failures. So if we click on one of the failed ones, you'll see a slash expecting a reference. This actually was because the field was blank, but because it was also looking for the slash entity set. That's one reason I put it in there. When I first actually ran this, I received a URL is not parsed. Now, the reason this error, and this is the error that first came up, and you'll see it here, this is because I did not have the system users, I say wrapper function. This is the error you will get. So just be aware, multiple errors. If you did have a blank field, there are other articles out there. Here's another one from CloudFronts that they got the same entity error. That's why we know it's about the blank. Then they give us some code here as a solution. So you could like have a solution where if it's blank, just take it from the existing owner. Otherwise, put the owner, put the new owner in there from that other field. So definitely some workarounds, but wanted to get it out there. If you've done this and you worked with Power Platform and Dynamics specifically, you've probably run into this. But if you haven't, it is a little tricky. Want to make sure, again, pulling in the right values, setting the right row ID, and then you may have to have the wrapper right. If you have any questions or comments, put it down below. We'll try to help you out. Thanks, Some Guy named Chris. Have a good one.